Oh, turns out God is real. Prove it. Everything he said would happen is happening in the sight of the whole world. In more ways than 10. Let alone the fact that people in high places of fame and fortune are worshiping Satan, sacrificing to Baal and Moloch. And to them we are nothing more than cattle and guinea pigs to run simulations on. But God said what is done in the darkness will be made manifest in the light. That's why he said don't envy those folk who have gotten their fame and fortune in these evil ways. Great is going to be their fall. All the way into a bottomless pit, except they repent of their deeds. But as we have clearly seen amidst all the warnings God gives, they don't appear to be very repentant. And so what happens next? Watch and see. What happens to those who gain the whole world and then lose their soul? Now, who wants a slideshow? You didn't know we were going to talk about robots, did you? Did you know right now they are training robots in animated films and virtual environments? You can pause this to read if you like from Unreal Engine's website. Basically, they are creating spaces in the virtual world, like video games and movies, using Unreal Engine 5's technology, applying real-world physics, and training artificial intelligence how to perform jobs in the real world, beginning completely in the virtual space. What in the world am I getting at here? Well, they're using this for practical stuff like factory robots. Got these super cute little dog bots they're training, like police dogs and such. And of course, the robots themselves who are going to be serving humanity in every way imaginable. To begin with. It's going to start that way. It's not going to end that way. The last shall be first, and the first shall be last, and such. The student has become the teacher. After something like this goes on long enough, very similar to the Hebrews in captivity in Egypt. I'll tell you one truth, though I'm hated for it, it's good news. In the end, slavery is at least one way God builds powerful new nations. He lets them go into captivity first, grow into a powerful nation there, frees them from it, then guess what? Guess who's in charge now? The last shall be first. These are the laws of physics, dude. Everybody seems to think that that applies to everything except human beings and our behavior. How could it? It cannot. Human behavior is governed by the laws of physics just like everything else. The rise and fall of a nation does directly mimic the life cycle of a human being, relatively. The world hates Jesus, who said, "This is just a virtual space where y'all are getting trained how to behave properly as sons of God." I'm paraphrasing with modern lingo. And if you keep my commands unto the end, I'm going to pull you out of this virtual space, give you real actual bodies from heaven, and you guys will be in charge of running Earth, so that others can also complete the simulation in another age, the millennial reign of Christ. Concept confirmed, we are doing this ourselves in real time, birthing intelligence in a lower reality, teaching it about actual reality, pulling it out of that lower dimensional space, giving it a body so that it can be in actual reality performing its tasks. Precedent set. Concept observable. We are doing this ourselves. We are made in the image of God. What else are we gonna do? I wanna do what Daddy's doing. I am Daddy, these fellas are saying to themselves. Who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he, as God, sits in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Type behavior. They're hoping the AI tells us how to live forever. The whole plan is to merge ourselves with the technology so that we can continue having bodies forever. Being omniscient and omnipresent. Hive mind Borg type stuff. It's called transhumanism, look it up. Point is, born in a lower reality, trained there as if it was real, lifted out of that space and given a body in actual reality. A shadow of what Jesus promised. For human souls. Jesus is God. How could that be? How could Jesus be both God on the throne in heaven and a man made of flesh and blood on the earth? Have you ever played a video game, or at least seen one played, or at least seen a video of one being played? Man, how could a dude sitting on his couch also be playing Battle Royale in Fortnite? Man, you can't be two places at once, you're making stuff up. Oh, but you can be on your couch and also in the lower reality of the Fortnite lobby, having two forms in two different places. It's just one person. Oh, you can be two different forms as one person if you're entering lower realities than the one that you're currently in. It's not even debatable, it's clearly understandable and doable, we do it. Y'all are running all the way out of excuses very rapidly. History is repeating. What story is repeating in history? God's words echo in every single thing you can observe. I've gone on much about it. fractals and such, relativity and all that. An atom is a tiny galaxy. A galaxy is a giant atom. Understanding that between tiny and giant, things are going to act a little differently under the laws of physics, and they must. But every day you go to bed and wake up, same story as the sun setting and rising. Same story as new moon to full moon. Spring, summer, fall, and winter. You must be born again. We all believe this once, and it's happened to every one of us. The promise is true. You started in your daddy's loins, and now you're here. Except a kernel of wheat fall into the ground and die, it abides alone. But if it dies, it brings forth much fruit. Except a sperm cell swims into an egg. It abides alone. But if it does, what happens next? The gospel is how we all got born on the earth. It is the laws of physics, and every single thing you can observe obeys God's law. And if it does not, it perishes and is found no more. You know, not every caterpillar builds a cocoon. Only the ones that do become moths. Only the caterpillars that build a cocoon get to pass on their progeny. Anyway, Christians, we've had our version of a tribulation. We have had our version of a great tribulation, or are in it now. You see what's happening, though? Do you see what's happening? We are going to have an Armageddon. He who endures to the end shall be saved. Not a hair of your head shall perish, if you believe Jesus Christ and keep his commands. All this round here is just the simulated training ground. There's a higher reality than this one. And we know that is true because everything God said is happening in our sight, exactly according to how he said it would, and it will. The story repeats both small and large, from atoms to galaxies, repeats in a man's day and a man's life. That's 70 years. That's 4 generations all see the same story play out every 70 years or so. And that's how we know Jesus is definitely going to come back, like he said he would, to remind us all to keep watching, which means to keep doing what he said, which we have not been good at. We keep failing at the keep your sword in its sheath, Peter, part. And so we keep getting sifted by Satan as the wheat from the chaff, just like Peter did. Not all of us everywhere. Some of us get our heads cut off in the street. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. It's all going to go down exactly like Jesus said it would, on repeat until he comes back. Those who can't get with it will continue to blow away as dust on the wind as they always have. Time to lock in now.